All right, guys. So we got the play action passes starting here. Again, the different type of categories usually go with movement passes first. It works really well off the run game action, especially the wide zone run game. And then you have um, play action, which is more run action. So you show an interior run, something like inside zone, or you're not booting out of the pocket. So I didn't say that with the motion, with the movement stuff. You're obviously booting. So we can take a look at what they have here and how they kind of organize it. Again, right? R words, L words, pretty simple here. Randall, Lamar, two quarterbacks that can run. So it's a reminder, I guess, that, hey, we're going to boot here. All right. So we go Randall. We're starting to run to the right and we're going to work out to the left. Okay. Um, this is your generic boot play without any slide block. So our reads, as we talked about in our Shanahan series, is really the same. We're looking for that over route. This is really good when you set this up against a user who's going to obviously be thinking it's going to be, hey, they're running stretch, they're running wide zone over here. Okay. They get out of there, and then you throw this, look for that route immediately as soon as you turn your head. Okay. The one thing I always, coaching point I didn't talk about was when you get this, um, um, if you get any type of edge pressure, your hot route, okay, is going to be the down flat. So give him the ball. It doesn't matter if he's sitting over here. He hasn't gotten out to the flat yet. Just give him the ball right now. So that actually is your first read, really. Then you're going to your over route. Then you're looking for your outside route, whatever it might be, a comeback. Okay, some of these plays are going to be built with corner routes, right? C routes. Look for there. And then your flat throw is your third throw. Okay, so this is generic boot football, naked football, and just want to make sure you guys take a look at it. Here's some examples of some formations: deuce, double, snug. Okay, so just so you know, I think snug. We can get into that later on. We'll talk about snug later on, but just that's 2 by 2. All right, let's take a look at what we have a 3 by 1. Okay, so we have a 3 by 1 version of it. Really, it's at a bunch. We have this play in, I know we have this play in Madden. I'm not sure if I have it in my book because I don't have a lot of bunch under center. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Um, we're not going to talk about this because I don't think this play is in there. But number one here would actually be looking for that flat first and then the over because that over is coming from a little bit further from the wide receiver spot. We'll take a look at that later, see if it applies to us. All right. All right, while we're here, let's take a look at the next one so we can go right into it. Is the slide component. So Lamar slide. So we're going left with the play action. We're booting out to the right. Okay. Anytime we have a slide route that's involved, that becomes your new number one. Okay. So you don't look to this first, you look for that second, and then you look to see as an alert kind of if this is wide open third. All right. Some plays you'll have a comeback or something like that. But it's pretty much 1 to 2 to 3, pretty easy. This is probably my favorite play to call on like third down, gotta have it situation, or even just get back on track. You need to get an easy completion. Really, really nice little play. Okay, so I'm gonna keep. They have some other protections or some names for boot plays that are not Randall and Lamar, but I'm gonna keep calling them just Randall Lamar, either with a slide or without a slide. Okay, so let's take a look at the play call sheet right now and see what we got. Actually, we're gonna start with the ready sheet and then we'll jump to the play call sheet. So again, the way I organize it for you guys is now this whole third page is pretty much movements and play action. So you can see this first column right here is, I'm going to zoom out. It's all of my boot slide plays. So I can already tell you that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7, 8. These guys are not in green, so they're not up in my playbook right now, but they're not up on my call sheet, but they're in the playbook. But that's how many I have. So is that enough? I think so. Just so you know, I mean, in general, I try to just make sure everything's even. With 150 play calls, you're probably looking at a concept about 8 to 10 times at the most ever being in your book. So if I have about 6 to 7 concepts, I'm pretty good with that. So we have these many plays that we're going to use for our playbook. Another little thing that I think I've made a mistake here with this formation name. I think it's absolutely slot. it would be drop slot, drop right, left slot. I didn't get that right, so I'll fix that as we go along here. But the Yankee concept will be coming up next, and our regular drop back. Sorry, more of our run action stuff. We'll see that coming up here soon, and then we have some other play actions that are others coming up. Right. So let's take a look at our play call sheet. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use when I'm on the field with you guys. Just taking a look at the movements to start. We have all of these again organized by formation is the way I'm doing it right now. We have our snug, use close, 12 personnel. This again, drop, slot. I'll make these changes as we go along. So we have these are going to be slide. They're all slides to start. All right. I don't think I have a lot of just regular drop back. This one here is a kind of a unique play. Blazer, shallow, out of West slot formation. We'll talk about that on the field. This one here is a sail concept mixed in there. So you can kind of, if you use it out of 2x2, you can kind of add in other concepts if you want. But I'm going to call this just Randall Lamar for now. I might have to put something in there. Trying to think what's a normal one. This one here would be maybe I'll start with this 11 personnel to show you. This is just regular Randall Lamar without a slide. Everything else has some other type of concept attached to it, a slide or some other special pass. Okay. So let's jump on the field here. I might actually have a couple. I think I have one of my favorite ones actually over here. And third down, this one right here is a custom play that I put in there out of 11 personnel. Your wide receiver becomes the slide player, one of my favorite ways to do it. And also, I think in the red zone, we will have a couple plays that I'll have kind of ready to go, but they're going to be more run action plays, action passes, not necessarily movement plays. Okay. So let's go and just jump on the field, take a look at some of this stuff. Okay. So we're on the college football field right now. We are down in the 11 personnel stuff, the guns, the under center right here. So this play right here, I love on third down, this single back tight Y off PA boot slide. Okay. Which would be in this case, depending on the if your quarterbacks are righty or lefty, this would be Lamar, right? So it would be south. Let me get this right. Yeah, south right clamp. Okay, and it would be Lamar F slide. All right. So this play, you guys know it. I think I had this in the Shanahan book as well. So it's nothing really crazy, but we have our slide is our first read. We'll give it to him right away. I do notice that sometimes he does bump into the tight end that's sitting there on the late flat. Not a big fan of that. We do have the over route as our number 2 read. Okay. We're really just peeking the corner route here as, hey, is it there? If you have a mismatch or something, then you might kind of peep that with number 2. It's more like 2A, 2B. And then your last route, if you need it, is going to be that flat route, which it's more like it's going to sit there a little bit better than that. I don't know why he's actually getting out so soon. Let me take a look at this again. He actually shouldn't get out that quickly. He should actually block for a second. So I think that's part of the problem. But that's a really good play for third down. I got to make sure it's not messed up with that tight end though. All right, so that's one way of doing it. If you want another 11 personnel, we also have at a north right. The funny thing is that some of these, depending on how long you're going to use this and you're going to use it with different teams, it's going to be really a one directional play call. Unless you have a really athletic quarterback, you're probably not going to be throwing your boots to your left. So just remember that. All right, let me go to the next one. I know it's a little bit of a pain to go through all these plays here. And I did say I was going to make a video for you guys. Let me know. Like, I need to hear some feedback from this stuff. Let me know if you guys really want me to just go through all these favorites for you so you can kind of do it yourself the way I have it here. But I think you should go through and kind of set it up how it makes sense to you. Um, anyway, so let's go with, where is it at here? All right, doubles north. Okay, so this one here is our traditional. This would be Lamar. That's it. Okay, so this would be doubles north on Lamar, doubles north, double north right. Is that what it is? Or I'm sorry, I keep calling it doubles. It's just north right Lamar. Okay, so now we're looking for the over route first. if we do get that edge pressure coming off the edge, we have to look to potentially dump it down to that flat route. And he does kind of get in the way, and he gets out late, right? And that would be your last read. I didn't throw it to anybody there. The outside route right here probably should be a comeback. You could put this on if you're at home. That really is I do that real quick. That is technically your second read after the low cross. It's going to be the comeback. You need to have some sort of route that can get into that window for you. You really hope that that over route from your receiver would be the first one that would be open. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the other ones real quick. All right, so I have to change. I'm calling it DOF, right? I thought that's what they call it. It makes sense to me because since they have trough, DOF. So single back doubles Y off. I think they actually call it doubles off. So I don't know why they do that, but let me go the opposite direction. Actually, I'm just going to find it from here since I know the formation. All right, single back doubles Y off. I think that's in the beginning. All right, and here we have a jet PA boot. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. Let's flip it to going to our right. So the jet motion, all right, is going to go across the field opposite here, which is pretty cool. Um, and then I'm pretty sure, actually, hold on one second. This should be a slide. I don't know why I don't have this as a slide. Yeah, this should be a slide play because that's what we're getting here. Oh, I do have it in there. I'm sorry. So yeah, I do have it written down as Lamar slide. So goes off of everything that we did already in the first video. We got the fake jet, handoff, slide. I mean, this is really going to make people's heads spin, right? Now, I don't like how that route is so deep. It's a little bit too deep for me. Wish it was a little bit shorter. I don't think I can change the over route length. Let's see if I can actually audible this real quick. Hold on. There's so many audibles in college football. They give you pretty much everything. They give you a deep cross, which I think is going to be similar to this. So, oops, it's a slant. Deep cross. Yeah, that's not what we want. It's really bad. Okay, so just keep it the way it is. This play, I think, can really be good for you. You're going to get everybody probably going towards the jet eventually, and then you have these options for you. All right, so that's kind of a unique play. I can use that as a specialty play, to be honest with you. Then we also have it out of a lot of 12 personnel. So you're going to see it in pistol. I'm not going to go through them all. Just take a look at it. Pistol West, pistol wing flex close is what it is. We would call it pistol West. Slim, that's the name that they call it with the formation alignment with those guys. Oops, I'm sorry. This should be considered slim to them. West is the YY tight end, and the slim is the alignments of the routes of the receivers to them here. Okay, I think Shanahan had a different name for it, but here we have you know what? This might be a typo here. Oh no, we're good. Yeah, the PA boot sail. The other one, the flood. To me, I thought I was looking at the wrong play. All right, so that sail play is more of that traditional just boot. We're not using any type of slide action here. Okay, so if there's no slide action, the over route is your first read. Okay, then again, you're looking for that corner is your second read, and then your flat coming out from the tight end would be your last read. And there goes the corner. He happened to be wide open. Looks like a coverage bust. So we'll go there. This one gives you the extra post behind it. So if you ever have anybody jump the over route and there's nothing there, sometimes this post ball, I threw that really late, might be open down the middle of the field deep. See the person I'm talking about? It's actually circle. So that post ball, that could be a nice big shot play for you too to be alert for. So that's a very, very, very good play. We also have it at a single back wing slot. All right, so this one here is going to be jet PA boot here. All right, so this is another jet action. Okay, this is not going to be a slide. I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. I have two of them from this formation here. I have one at the slide, and this one I actually considered, I think I called it Blazer Shallow, which is actually, I think I actually saw this play. They ran it, if I'm not mistaken, in one of their games. Let me take a look at this real quick. So this is technically not a boot. Let me go back. This will fit more into the run, like the Yankee concepts, if I'm not mistaken. but it's still with boot action. So this one's a little bit unique. And I think they actually put this guy in a shallow route, so it wasn't so deep. So it kind of this is more like what we're going to get to in our next concept, our Yankee concept. The computer baited me, so that's not necessarily the same type of play, but it's off of boot action. So that one, I want to probably just italicize this because this one I don't want to get confused on. The Blazer, it's called Blazer Shallow for a reason. So I'm glad I went over that because that one's a little bit unique. That really fits into the action pass world. So just remember that. All right. The other one though is with our PA boot slide. It's the regular. Here we go. This one here, you're going to be in this formation a good amount, guys. This is our slide play. Okay. The only bad thing is I don't like how the tight end is not running an actual over route or crossing route. So I don't think we can get that here, but let me just take a look at deep cross real fast. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. That's pretty much what we like. All right, so we're gonna look for that tight end first. I'm sorry, we're gonna look for the flat route first. Anytime there's a slide, we're gonna look for that slide route. Then we'll look to the tight end. But you could be alert here for this sail concept that could be there for you as well. Timing wise, let's just try to work on this and see. Obviously, we got to get rid of the ball with pressure. I don't like giving you guys, just so you know, this whole playbook, I'm really trying not to use a lot of audibles or hot routes because I realize in college football, you're not going to get the opportunity to hot route when you're playing on the road at a big stadium in the first quarter. You have to be winning or you have to be at home. So I can probably still run this play just stock the way it is here and keep that as a dig route with number two, my second read, the tight end. But let's talk about something else also. All right. This is probably one of the biggest things talking to one of the creators, the creator to me of teaching this wide zone offense online, Coach Scott. Playing the computer is really tough, okay? Especially if you play at the Heisman level. What happens is the computer knows your play, and they usually pick a perfect defense to stop it. So if you're going to be calling boot, a lot of times the computer is going to come out and I'm not going to call it the perfect defense, but they're going to come out in soft zone, cover two, cover four, things that are like you're not going to ever be able to really hit the over routes because the linebackers are not going to play the run. They're going to kind of sit in no man's land. You know what I mean? So because of that, the one manipulation that I like to do against the computer, especially at the highest levels, is to call a play that would get them to stack the box. And what would that be? Well, you would call a play like duo, right? Or even jet sweep plays. Any type of interior runs. If you have a screen, a lot of times the computer will come out in man-to-man coverage. You know what I mean? They'll pick a play to stop what you call, and then you audible into your boot play. Now, your ideal looks that you want to see are eight-man front, aggressive, cover one blitz, things like that, because that's going to open up your read on number two pretty easily. And if not, you can just go through your progression of trying to find a flat throw with your layered flat plays, because that's basically what we're getting is no matter what kind of boot you're running, you're getting somebody in the flat, probably somebody outside the numbers to that side as well that you can also be pretty much high-low any type of low defender that might be there. Okay. So I just want to make sure you understand that. Just remember that. I forget to do it when you watch my games and I'm kind of labbing on the fly. I just call a play sometimes and I'm like, why is the computer always in cover two every time I call this boot play? Well, that's part of the reason why. The game is the game. When you play a user now, you're going to get a lot better results, just so you know. Okay, let's keep it moving. We only got two more, really. We have one off of the drop slot formation, which is U trips. U off trips right here. So this is a traditional slide. To me, this is one of my top plays. If I had to choose one, oops, if I had to choose one of these bad boys, I think this one is really sweet, smooth, it's easy. And the flat throw is there for you. The over route is there as well. And this is one of my favorite ones to kind of to run this play off of. Okay, so remember, if you're running inside zone, you want to try to show that inside zone with the flash block as well. And then we have snug deuce close. It's traditional football here. I think deuce is over here in the back of this. Good old slide, PA boot slide. Okay, so that's the beginning of that. All right, so let's move over to the action passes. This one here, to be honest with you guys, it's a work in progress. I'm still trying to learn some of these action passes. It takes a lot of time to get good at them. And these, I would probably game plan these plays. Okay, so go into your play call sheet, find like four or five that you want to call in one game, and like highlight them or give them a different color or put a little check mark in a little box that's next to it because you don't want to get overloaded with trying to come in here on game day and trying to find stuff. I don't have it sorted by concept. I usually take all the like Blazer concepts that we have, and I'll talk about it here in a second, and put them together. I did not. I kept it by formation for now. Later on, I might mix it up a little bit more. Okay. So let's jump back into the actual Kentucky playbook and take a look at the drawings that we have. All right, guys, take a look at this play pass list I have here. This is the full playbook here. We're not going to go through every single one, but I wanted to just show it to you in a little different light to show you how many different type of combinations we have. Let me see if I can click on something and kind of move it down here. So this is a good amount for a college team. Blazer is the first one that we're going to take a look at. It's just the Yankee concept. That's what a lot of people call it on the outside world. Um, it's just again the Blazer really starts to talk to the deep receiver that's going down the field, and it's really always usually this kind of skinny post. Okay, um, really in the game it doesn't matter if it's a skinny post or a vertical route, right? But we are supposed to kind of look at that route first to see if it's there. All right. Then we get the high cross going across the field, throwing it. It's going to get open about 22 yards down the field or so. All right. And then we have our check down. So this is a big part of it. Now this is off of run action a lot of times. So the game is just going to block straight up. Usually the play is inside zone or could even be off of a dive fake. We will get some. I will put into this a little bit of some jet motion stuff, and as long as we get a route where we get a vertical route going deep down the field, and we get some sort of high cross, all right, and we want that cross to hopefully get beyond any user control, and that's why you have to really set it up with the play action. Okay, so that's Blazer. Let's take a look at the next one that's right below it, actually. All right, let me go to this one here is called Locker. I'm just going to call it Locker because that's who it really talks to. Locker is just a deep dig route. It kind of works similar to the drift route, if you remember that type of concept. But what we get here is I like that blaze out locker. So this deep out route, this is the route that we kind of saw in that clip, if you remember in the preview video or the intro video, where he threw it to the outside. So we're looking really 1 to 2 with blaze out locker. But I kind of like to look at this and look at it. I kind of look at it first. Like as soon as I come off the play action, if it's there, you can just give it to them depending on what you get. All right. But this is going to be a primary route that we're going to run as well. Now, a lot of the passing game is going to come off of this stuff. The one thing that we don't have a lot right now in the playbook is the leak play. Leak is going to be a good way to work off of boot, but you're actually staying in the pocket. So it looks like boot. A lot of these plays start to look like boot, right? But you actually pull up and stay in the pocket. That's why it's part of the action series. And then you look to throw this um, the leak route coming back this way. All right. So a lot of people are going to think boot. They're going to start running over this way, and next thing you know, this guy's running free. It has to be a premier look. You have to get it up against somebody who's going to be running cover one, and you can have a tight end or receiver that can beat him, or some sort of zone principle maybe where he gets lost in the shuffle. Like if somebody's playing three match, and as long as the outside corner is matching this over route, you might get him free if one of the linebackers don't pick him up. So that's kind of one of the big plays. He likes his play a lot. This is where him and Shanahan have very similar background when it comes to this play. He really likes this play a lot. All right, now the other stuff we're going to get into in the drop back pass game, but he really likes the sail concept. I even have a category for it. So this is where he's going to be a little different than Shanahan, and Coen likes to run sail. Same thing with McVay. Okay, so classic sail route, we're looking for the outside break, and then we're looking for the deep outside corner, right? And then we're looking for the check down underneath it, but built off of play action. So these are all waggles, which again is that kind of fake boot setup, put up in the pocket. I don't think we have them off a waggle. Ours is going to be off of a straight drop back. Not a straight drop back, off of a inside, probably fake, like a dive fake, and then we're going to throw this ball. We want things to look the same, but honestly, the most important thing is getting this open versus majority of coverages. Every coverage this thing is good against, except maybe three match, right? Where they're playing basically outside leverage man coverage. Cover two, I'm not a huge fan of this as well, unless you know they're playing hard flat. And you know that the corner is going to be playing low, but you don't really want to play this against a corner that's kind of sitting in between here, and they can also come down there. Not the best play, but if you get traditional cover three, just spot drop cover three, you're really working off of that flat defender. What is he going to do? You're in good shape. Quarters, you should out leverage the safety that's going to have to try to grab that route. So you should be in good shape. And any type of just regular man pressure that doesn't have outside leverage, you should be able to get somebody free. So that's a big part of the play action game. um, Sailor is the same thing, except it's built out of a three-man look. So it's just a 3x1 version of it. So number three is working that F route or the corner route. So that's just a kind of a designer look right there. We have some other things in here that we can take a look at real quick. I just want to show you this part of the playbook. Um, this is like a double crosser. If you get man-to-man coverage, this is pretty good, but this is not going to be in our book. We're going to leave Halo out of there for now. Let me see what else is in there. The X retro would be more like a hey, we're gonna or Z, really the corner post. There are some plays in the book where you have this kind of like we're about to show boot, right? We're doing everything kind of like what we did before in regular like movement plays. This guy fakes out and then he goes back in here. So if you have like a safety user that's kind of like trying to cheat towards your boot, you could try to set this up. It's just the pass rush to me is pretty good in college football. You don't have a lot of time to run stuff like that. Let me see what else am I missing here. Retro, another one. All right, there's one play here. I think it might be more in Madden. That's pretty good. But this one here, this throttle play, I think that's what I'm going to call it. I think I have it kind of like I don't have it called throttle right now, but I'm going to give it that name in the red zone. This guy sits down and this guy kind of runs like a deep over. I like this versus man-to-man coverage in the red zone. You can kind of like obviously take advantage of this throw. You have a lot of space over there. Even if there's a post safety, he's not going to make a play on it. And what else do we have here? I think that's the last one. Okay, so that's pretty much all the play passes. Okay, so let's take a look at it on the play call sheet. Okay, so we have a lot of the play passes here, and this is separated by formation. So you can see all the 12 personnel stuff here. You can see a lot of, I have some jet sweeps. I don't have the name of the play exactly with how it works, but a lot of them are going to be jet sweeps and kind of end up being in that blazer category, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at it. This one here, I don't know why I said a name. I need a name for some of these plays. So this is why I didn't want to waste time necessarily like going through all the concepts with you because some of these things we're just going to have to use the name in the game and just understand what's happening. Okay, so we're taking a look at this on the field. You can see a lot of the play actions have the jet sweeps in them. So, we have to be ready for that. We can see the locker here. I have it bolded. So I also have it in another situation. I think I have it in the red zone over here. I have it up here on the 11-yard line. I want to throw a locker. I think that out route can get open for a touchdown against a lot of coverages. And that's it. All right. So you can see Sailor, Blazer. There's some things in here. Pressure. Actually, I should just call this Sailor instead of calling it pressure because I think this is a three-man kind of like outbreaking route. It's kind of very it's similar to pressure, but I should probably call it Sailor. Oops, the spelling is bad. So, all right, so that's that. All right, let's take a look at these plays in the field. I don't really have a lot of play action on third down, just so you know. I would have more of the movement stuff. I don't like to go straight drop back on third and medium, but I do have some shots here that might show up here in the red zone that we can take a look at quickly. Some pump and goes, but again, I'm going to come back and cover the red zone separately, so let's not get caught up on that too much. But I think this is a good overall package. A lot of good plays that we can use to play action pass. And Just so you know, a lot of the stuff I'm going to probably use on in the second, third quarter, especially of a game, maybe even third, fourth quarter. You really want to set people up. All right. Okay, so let's just go through, down the line. We're gonna see some different concepts here. We're gonna start. I'm gonna use some of the names in this little segment that Cohen uses. So the first one is snug. Okay, we're gonna go snug right blazer. Okay, so that's gonna be deuce close. All right, and again, formationally, in each, I'll leave that alone. Let's just look at it from this section here. I apologize. When I look at it, you're going to see your runs that we've kind of talked about already, and then we should start seeing play action plays pop up. So PA X post cross right there is pretty much Blazer, right? Generic Blazer. Just be aware that when you run this play, sometimes the running back doesn't get out, right? And there are times that, depending on where you are in the field, like right here, the corner may not respect that post route. So he may fall off and play that over route. Okay, if you did this into the boundary, it'd be a little bit better when it comes to their divider rules. I'm not exactly sure what they are in the college game. That's my fault. I need to check that out. But I think he's going to respect that post route and not fall off, right? Now, that's the one thing I told you right there is that the computer does an excellent job of getting depth in their drops. So what you find a lot of times, no matter the coverage, you find yourself checking this stuff down a good amount. You know what I mean? But that's an example there. If you did this into the field, I would suggest that you would take your outside receiver and put him on either a streak route or a corner route. Now, this doesn't look great. You might want to make that route a little bit deeper. Okay, this is actually called a different. It's not called Blazer in the Shanahan language. Forget what they call it when the guy is working an out route like this, but there's a different name for it. But again, we're still working the same concept here when it comes to that. But you don't want the corner to do that. That's the problem right there. And if you just hit him with a regular streak, he may not respect that as well because of the width on the field. That was man to man coverage. But this is just a base play. The one thing is that this is a really nice deep route. It's hard for users to get back there, especially if you've been running the ball well. Okay, so we have here deuce right. We're going to go, there's a play out of deuce right, which is, again, single back ace close. Why do I have it? I should have it actually above this position here. Okay, whatever. That's my fault. Not in order. PA jet sweep. All right, so it's pretty obvious here. Okay, so to me, this is in that same category that we just talked about, right? Of having the outbreaking route by the outside receiver, and then you got this deep over route. The crossing route isn't is not as far as deep as I want, but I do like the timing on this play with all the ball faking stuff. By the time you come up, you're gonna know if that guy's open or not. Let me see if I can make this route deeper. I can't make that route deeper. You're going to know if this guy is open to throw this route. But the one thing I'm noticing right there is that that route actually isn't as deep as I want. Let me take a look at this one last time. And you can't make an audible to this. So this route, honestly, guys, I might take out. Because this is kind of like becoming like a boot play. It's good versus man coverage, but it's not getting the depth that I want. So this is, as I look at this, I will um I will take a look at it. All right. I will go take a look at that one. I'm probably going to get rid of that play. It doesn't really hit the way I want it to. So in my play call sheet, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to probably just reorganize where it actually how it looks. To take a look at this real quick. I'm going to take this one right here and just move it up. I might put like a little line through it just to tell myself that hey, I'm not going to actually call it right now. So this is the type of process that you know I'm going to go through when I'm doing my play. Whoops, when I'm doing my call sheet. And you realize that maybe it's not the best play. But I just don't want to remove it because it's kind of it would mess up the organization of the whole thing. So All right, let's take a look at the next play. Out of deuce close again. Okay, another jet sweep. So it's the name, same thing, going the other way. All right, so I have it out of da, da, da. Is this the same play that I was just looking at? No, this is deuce close. This is the one that we want. All right, so this one actually should hit a little bit better. It's coming from the wide receiver. You see the depth of that route? Oops. Remember, you can't change it. So I'm just going to run this to the boundary right now. That's fine. Get a good quarterback. You got to be careful in this game. DBs do a really nice job of undercutting routes. You got to really lead that pass no matter what. So, um, all right. So that's that. Let's take a look at the next one. We have the PA cross built out of single back wing close. All right. So this one here is a little bit different. I'm going to throw it this way. Um, it has the same components as Blazer. You just see how it's coming from the wing tight end. It's going to be your check down, right? Only thing I don't like is that this is built off of dive, but that's fine. This is just the play action pass, but you kind of get that same component. All right. All right. Now let's go to the Blazers shallow play, which is another version of. Hold on. That's what the problem was. I just realized it. Blazers shallow is actually have it in two different spots. So let's see what this play really is. This is going to be off a single back wing slot, jet PA boot, right? All right. Yeah, this one here, I think I mislabeled this. This should be in this blazer category. So take it out of the movement. That was wrong the last time I said this. I don't know why I put this here because this is going to be in the pocket because of the movement there. It's actually is a boot play. Never mind. Never mind. So it's kind of it's a hybrid play. It really does belong in the movements. It's just I don't like obviously that I don't have any real quick check down here. I'm really naked. Like if this happens, you need to run no matter what. Obviously, I shouldn't be going against my throwing hand. Let me just flip the play real quick. Sorry to be doing this kind of live right here. Again, I haven't really labbed this play enough to kind of categorize it, but this really feels like more like a boot play. Oopsie, I just canceled the play action there. Let's see that. Let's see that again. Actually, let me do that. I might do it on purpose here because I think I can treat this more like a blazer concept than anything else. If I can kind of get set up quicker, kind of like that. All right, so I kind of canceled the. I didn't really cancel the play action. I just kind of pressed. I'm pressing R1 on PlayStation. Actually, it's R2. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be R2 on PlayStation. As soon as the running back gets his fake handoff, I'm pressing it. Try to get out of the action. Didn't work there. Hold on. I might be doing this wrong. I apologize, guys. I thought it was R2. Yeah. And then you can kind of get here and get back into that blazer type of idea. This would be actually a really good play. So I'm going to keep it here in this category of play action, take it out of the nakeds. I just have to remember to do this. And then I'll use that underneath route as a shallow to help myself out. So updating on the fly here, guys. Sorry about that. First version of doing this, I just took it out of the movement section here. I didn't realize I had it in two different places. So we'll do that real quick. And I didn't do it for the run game. Nobody told me, but I did not give you the update in the sheet. So it's okay because this update's going to be pretty big. All right. So that's it. I have to kind of remind myself here somehow, some way to cancel the play action. Let me just see if I can just put again. I'm not fully canceling the play action, but oops, I don't want to put cap. Yeah, CPA. All right. Okay. Let me see where I'm at with time right now. I gotta go do something real quick. I will continue this for you guys. It's obviously going to be no transition here, but it might sound a little bit different. I'm going to continue this part of the series in a couple, probably like 30 minutes for you guys. But for me, for you, it'll come up right now. All right, let's continue with this. We're back. All right, so the next one is going to be drop slot. All right, we're going to work the flood concept here. We're going to get a couple floods here in a row. Going to make the update here in the sheet. Drop slot. Shotgun, oh, sorry, single back you off trips. All right, this has been a good play overall. Yeah, not the best versus say cover two, but any other coverage is pretty good. I do believe you might get the four strong effect where the back steps to the four receiver side and they end up playing zone, which kind of frees us up. They played that pretty well right there. Be ready to throw it to the running back. Okay, so this is more of just a true. I can call this pressure. I can call it sailor. You know, you're getting this flood concept from number three. Takes a little time to develop, I think, but I think this is a good look right there. They had that blitzer coming off the edge. I got to throw a little bit quicker, but do it one more time. This is against random looks, guys. I'm just giving you random looks. Doing it first time, not prepared. Okay. All right. So that's a good one. Then we have another from that formation. I could probably just audible into it next time. We have our pistol West Slim formation, which I'm a fan of. And where is it at? Then am I skipping it? I must have skipped it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So we have our PA flood. I'm not going to click on that one. That's pretty much the same play. Actually, let me click on it. This is really a good play if you do get man coverage. Somebody tries to man cover you, which is probably rare in college football. But this what do you call it route? That corner route really gets a lot of separation, and even the vertical route with his outside release, kind of like a wheel route, a baby wheel, does a nice job of getting up the field. But you can see pressure is the answer to this stuff. They pressure you, and they have good D linemen. Going to be tough, right? But there's really good separation there. If you watch this, I'll show you the replay of this one. Somebody tries to play two man on you. Okay, this is not going to be good for them. Let me see if I get a replay of that one real quick. Look, it's seven does have, I think, the takeoff ability, but right there, it's really good separation with man to man coverage. All right, so that's that. We have another. So now we jump into the one back, let's say one back, the 11 personnel stuff. Again, I call it DOF. I don't think that's what they call it, but I'm going to keep it that way for now. Single back doubles Y off. All right. So this one we have a couple of interesting plays. We have Blazer, which is PA jet sweep. So you see the one on the right. You can kind of see how that works out, right? I love the option. You get the backside post option. That's a good play right there. And then before I move on to it, we also have Sailor out of the PA jet sweep scissors. Look right here. So this is to me really good stuff. So much so I probably will game plan around this formation a lot more than probably other formations. In 11 personnel under center. Take a look at this. This is also your first formation in your playbook for single back. So there's a lot of good stuff here. So let's look at this first one. So much so I can't even fully wrap my head around how to organize it. So it's going to take probably like a year or two for me to really feel comfortable with this thing. And we're going to grow with it. And I can only imagine how to play against it, how to stop it. It would be really tough. But we have the Blazer concept, right? But then we kind of have like this little outlet pass in case you get pressure. I was going to throw it to the running back right there, like as an emergency kind of outlet. You also have obviously the running back. So the jet action guy is an emergency. Obviously, your running back guy is a guy you can throw the ball to, and we have everything there. So that's a really nice play. And then we have the other play. I could have probably audible to it. I don't know what my audibles are right now. Let me see here. Yeah, this one right here. I can't audible to it. Oops. Keep it in there. I'm just going to audible to these plays right now. So I have four verticals called. I have jet sweep. I have the fake jet sweep split zone. And then I have also this scissors play. So this is really neat. Maybe not best to throw it this way, but now we're just running regular scissors. So I haven't talked about the progression for scissors, but you do want to take a look at that post versus quarters coverage to see if it's there for you. Like this could be either quarters or a cover zero look. Let's get into the play. Computer's working with me right now. So if this is quarters, okay, an outside quarter is going to have to play this post route. going to be a tough route for him to play and nobody in the middle because that route is being taken by um, by the safety. You would like to see the receiver get inside the corner there, but didn't happen. If you get some sort of cover three zone drop, you're just basically making a simple read between X, the corner route, and now your jet man becomes your flat defender. Really good stuff. Your backside read is that dig. That's your third and final read there. And that's a really good play. So you can see how we're working some of these um, scissors concepts into this playbook right here, right now. We're not going to just do it only in drop back, all right? I think it's actually better to do like this. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have pistol north, which is pistol double all Y off stack. We have a blazer. I'm just going to jump into it from here. This is another good formation with a lot of good stuff in there. With a jet play action, PA cross. This one is good. I'm a little bit weary of leery. I'm sorry, weary. A little bit leery of this underneath route from the jet guy being a real formidable guy that I can throw the ball to. So this is our blazer, right? This right here, I'm not sure if that's going to be the best check down, right? I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. When I've gone through my games, even against the computer, I haven't necessarily run some of these plays a whole lot. So some of this stuff is kind of my first time going through it. If you can get that feeling from me right now, I'm kind of discovering things with you guys. So I hope you're okay with that. Let's go with this next one, stack clamp, which is single back tight Y off flex. Here goes the locker play. Okay. So one of my favorite plays. I'm gonna go find it from here. Go through all my shotgun stuff. A lot of shotgun stuff in here. We are going to be in the gun. Okay, but here it goes right there. PA deep out. All right. So we will show this in the red zone again, but like I had talked about, you can kind of peep this middle area. I really threw that into too much traffic. Only if it's wide open in the middle, get rid of it and throw it there. Otherwise, we're just looking for this out ball. Okay, this out ball is going to be nice and wide open. I wish I could have clipped that with the video that we have from the intro, but this is pretty much the same thing. Okay, it gets so deep and it gets so wide that it really it's hard to to clamp that up, man. So boom, right there. Look at that play. Whoever designed that play, kudos to you. Great play. All right, so we have Blazer also out of this. I'm not going to show it to you. You guys know what Blazer is. We do have a PA deep curls, which I have to go find the name of this play. But this is actually a play in the system. Um, out of this lovely formation. This formation is going to be one that you're going to want to put into your book if you're going to make a custom. Is it out of the same one? Okay, it's not flex. I'm sorry. It is just regular tight Y off. All right, so there goes your blazer over there on the right. Okay, we have a jet sweep play right there, which is interesting. I'll come back to that next, actually. This curl play, though, right? Where's it at? Oh, is it the wrong? Okay, I'm thinking about a different play. I apologize. Don't worry about what I'm thinking about. Deep curls is swirls. I can actually change the name of that now if I want to. And I think this might be a better play in the red zone, to be honest with you. But these swirl routes are pretty good versus a lot of coverages. You could pick a side. You try to look at both of them, but it's kind of hard to do. If you don't like either one, just throw your check down. Like right there, the defense played well. Let's see what the coverage was right there. Because you want to learn, you want a premier look. You want a certain coverage versus this play. Right now, this looks like spot drop cover three, right? And both of the curl flat defenders are playing extra deep. So it may not be good for that. I like to see it versus, this looks like this is going to be man coverage, right? If you throw it versus man, you got to almost throw it a little bit early. It's a little bit risky, but this is where I said in the red zone, I think it might be a little bit better. Like right there, I would think I can throw that ball, right? But look at this curled flat defender. He kind of played like herky jerky, which is what happens, I think, sometimes when they play cover three match or seam. Oh, this is quarters over here. We're playing quarters. He just didn't know what kind of work he had. It looks like he was about to, like right here, right? I'm like, oh, he's going to go cover the flat route. Let me throw the curl. Then he went back and covered that. So Maybe this play is a little bit of a beta play. We might want to practice it up a little bit, try to get a premier look. So be wary of that. But we have the jet play here. This jet sweep play is very interesting because it's Blazer, right? But it also has the ability to play, yeah, it has that post route that can kind of open up right there. So if you get some user that's cheating on the Blazer route, right, you're going to go back and throw that ball back here, maybe versus nobody. Versus the computer, it looks horrible. I know. Okay. So that is the beginning of the drop back plays. I mean, the play action stuff. What I want to do with you real quick, and when I give you the sheet, it may not have this notation on it, but from just memory, right? Let's just talk about what we loved. I love this last play. I mean, I think it's really good. I'm gonna put a little. This is how I might do it, like game planning. You know, like hey, I want to run this play. I might use a different color, and then like during the game, I'll use yellow to say that I used the play or not. But that's a really good play. We already know that this is a good play. It's already up in multiple areas for me, right? But the formation wise, like these two, really good. I'm giving you like the best of the plays that I like so far. Um, thought this one was pretty good too. This Blazer one right here. There's just off the top of my head, I can't remember all of them, but those were really good. These Sailor plays were good as well. I like the one from uh, da, 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 da. This one here had great separation. We talked about that one. And I'll go back to these. These are just generic, I think, for the most part. The Sailor play is a little bit unique. The Blazer Shallow is also unique. But I mean, just right off the rip, that's just 5 plays that you can kind of like really hang your hat on. Probably want to find 1 or 2 more 12 personnel plays, right? And then these rollout plays we're pretty good with too as well. So I think this is a good part of the offense, guys. I think overall you should probably call about 10, some sort of around 10 play action plays, including movements. So maybe like 3 or 4 movement plays, and then like 6, you know, to 7 play actions at some point. So hey, you should think of it like once a series, I'm going to play action. I'm going to try to put one in there. And you can really build these things in sequence if you want. All right. All right. So that's the first part of this video. I'm going to get this video out to you guys. This is actually the whole video, which is all movement and play action. The next part we'll talk about is 3-step, 5-step. All right. We'll probably put in screens just to put them in there at the end. Okay. And then we'll get into the situational stuff, third down and red zone. All right. So I don't think I've missed much. I think we're pretty good. All right. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Talk to you later.